What's up, you ugly mugs? I got one for you today. I'm going to do Upchurch, Lightning. Obviously, I've said it before. Upchurch is definitely one of my favorite artists, favorite lyricists out. Um, he's just one of my favorite people in general that are out making music and, making videos. His stuff is definitely entertaining and everything. I just scored tickets to actually go see him. Can't wait to see him. Hopefully, I get to meet him in person, but probably not. You don't normally get to meet somebody that you idol in person or anything like that. But we're gonna do White Lightning. I like this one, so let's go.
Some people go for gold, then lose sight of the shine. And the sparkle that once was gets tarnished in mine.
Some people go for gold and lose sight of the shine, and the sparkle that once was is tarnished in mine. I mean, that goes for that. I mean, that goes for artists most likely. That's who he's talking about. But that goes for anybody. A lot of people, have this goal, and once they get to that goal, they kind of fall off and they forget where they came from, and they tarnish whatever brand that they made. So like they become big and they tarnish that brand that they preached about and they came from. You never want to forget the roots that you came from. You never want to forget who you are and who made you big. Like if you have like Upchurch, for example, he always goes back to his fans. His fans made him who he is now, and he always sticks to his fans more than a celebrity, more than anybody else. He always sticks to him and what he represents and his fans. Holler boy for life.
They forget what they was after they fall off the track, and their vision that was vivid gets lost in pitch black. Age starts to take place like a bomb that keeps ticking, and they regret.
I mean, age, dude. You can't slow that. You can't slow it down. You're gonna keep aging no matter what. That time flies by. So the things that you're doing, you really got to pay attention to what you're doing. Because if you're 20 years old and you do things that you don't really want to do, or you do things that you're going to regret at 25, you're not going to be able to go back. Time is just going to fly by, and it is what it is. That 5 years that you lost is what you lost. That's on you.
Not chasing after they had the ambition. The ambition fades away like a red on a rose, and the regret sucks the life from everybody, I suppose. But my rose ain't red. It won't die, but ain't fake. But when I die, I'll drown myself in these lyrics I speak.
That's one thing he did say. He said, the regret will suck the life out of you and everybody around you. If you're regretting life, or you're regretting something that you did, or you're regretting where you're at in life, like say, you become successful and you surround yourself with people that you don't really want to be around, and you want to have your old friends back, stuff like that, you're gonna suck the life out of everybody else that you're surrounding, whether it's your actual friends or it's your family. Your regrets and the way you act is gonna fall off on other people. So you got to really make the decision on what will actually make you happy, not what other people want you to do.
White light. I ain't no stranger to the rain. I put the sunshine in my gray clouds. Worked hard for where I'm at, so it's easier for me to sleep now.
I like that. I ain't no stranger to the rain. I put the sunshine in my gray clouds. He makes, so even if he's at a bad point in life, even if he's getting knocked down in life, that gray cloud that is over top of him, he makes sure that he gets sunshine in there so that he's not always miserable, and he's not always second guessing himself and being beat down. He puts that sunshine in the clouds to try and find a better way. He finds the light to get out of that bad situation he's in. I like that. You can't rely on other people to get you out of the bad spot that you're in. You got to get yourself out of it. So if you're in a bad point in your life, you got to find the light. You got to force the light into your life instead of waiting for somebody else to do it, because nobody else is going to help you. Nobody else is going to give you that light to get out of it. You got to do it yourself. You got to work hard, get there, and fight through it.
But I don't sleep. I walk the roads from stops.
Oh, he also said worked hard for where I'm at, so it's easier for me to stay. So it's easier for me to sleep now. So, if you bust your ass and you work for the things that you have, You may go through 10 years of being miserable and having to bust your ass every day, work your 9 to 5, you got to work the overtime and everything like that. But once you're where you're at, once you're comfortable, once you get your house, once you get your car, once you get your bills situated and everything like that, it does alleviate a lot of stress for me. Like me buying my house and stuff like that alleviated a lot of stress because I didn't have anybody like pushing me like, oh, you're 25 years old, you need to get a house, this and that. It was, I had my goal, I set my goal, I got it, and obviously always paying for like the bills and stuff like that is a little stressful, but at the same time, you worked hard to get where you're at. You got your house, you got what you wanted, you just keep progressing, you keep going to the next level, you save and you keep going. Like it took me a while to save to actually buy a house, but I was able to do it. So you got to work hard for the things that you want, and once you're able to get those things, it's a very proud moment when you work that 5 years, 10 years to get one thing. It's really nice. A lot of people think money solves all problems, and if they become rich, all their problems are solved. Honestly, I've seen so many people that have money that doesn't make them happy. Them not having to work for anything doesn't make them happy. So you got to really pay attention to what you do and actually work hard for what you want to achieve, what you want to get, what you want your life to be.
Signed the street name, no yellow marks on these back roads, so I paid the lines to pave my way, and these frame pics on my wall for my top.
I like that he paves his own way. You gotta pave your own way through life. You gotta make your own lane. You gotta stay in your own lane and just keep on going. You can't follow anybody else's lines. You can't follow anybody else's footsteps. You gotta create your own line and do your own thing.
Hands on these music charts, represent these small towns you'll never see with a big heart. And these lyrics in my songs are the warm spot like a car heart. Don't ever forget that one place that made you that person that you are. Many miles I've run, wheels turning up.
I like that. Don't ever forget that one place that made you who you are. Like I said, you gotta remember your roots. Personally, I will always remember where I came from. I'm not gonna say I had a tough childhood, but I had like a weird childhood that like a lot of people don't go through. So I had, 2 different households that I had to learn from. I kind of got torn away from one household and kind of started to learn from other people, other parents that parent their kids differently. But I mean, having both in my life kind of helped me vision how I want my life to be. But like you gotta remember the person that you are, where you came from, and even if you have billions of dollars, you may have still been that broke kid that wanted a water gun that your mom couldn't afford. Like you still gotta remember the moments. Like you don't want to end up back at that moment, but you gotta take that and be like, wow, I remember my mom used to tell me all the time that we can't afford this or anything like that, and you just gotta kind of remember that that's where you came from. And that's who made you who you are. So, passing along on your offspring, you want them to be paved not from money, but from the hardships that you went through or the hardships that they're going to go through. Life isn't easy. You got to make sure people know that life is not easy. You got to make sure your kids know that life is not easy. It's not, it's something that you got to always fight with. You always got to be mindful of.
On that one lane, last year's boots, broken souls, chasing one thing. Caught up in the storm of life, it gets me excited. I guess you could say that I'm chasing white lightning, chasing white lightning, I'm chasing white lightning, I'm chasing white lightning. Let the rain come down till I can't hear myself think.
Let the rain come down until I can't hear myself think. I personally like rainstorms. Just the sound that it makes, like hitting the roof. If you have little sun windows, like in your upstairs, or like I have one in my bathroom, hearing the rain hit that and just thinking is a really good space to be at, because it kind of clears your mind. That forget what it's called. It's like just the sounds that you play at night, birds, water, whatever. It's a soothing sound that kind of helps you clear your mind. It's a good thing to sit out. Even if you're sitting outside in your car and just listen to the rain hit it, it's a good spot to get your mind right.
Let the rain come down and drown the radio out in this little S10. I want to go back sometimes to sitting in Sonic doing nothing. Chilling with all my friends on the tailgate, rolling up and jamming something.
I like that. I want to go back sometimes just sitting at a Sonic doing nothing. chilling with all my friends, tailgating, rolling up and jamming to something. Everybody can relate to that, honestly. You know, when I was a kid, we used to hang out in like Wawa parking lots, Walmart parking lots, ShopRite parking lots. It was always parking lots, but you know, it was good times. We used to have good conversations. We used to have funny conversations, make fun of each other, you know, fun stuff. It was just being a kid, not caring about the world. We didn't have any worries on our shoulders or anything like that. Them moments you can always reflect back on and kind of make it may be your happy place like that. Them little moments are definitely important in life. That's definitely important in your timeline, because some of them conversations really hit home. Like some of them conversations is where you're able to talk to your boys about what was going on at home, or talk to your boys on what was going on at school, or talk to your boys about what was going on at work, when you're working at like 16 and stuff. But like those little moments were absolutely important in your life, and if you always reflect back on them, they're happy moments. So that's something to always keep in mind on what you're actually like, what got you to where you are, and maybe them little moments in time sitting at Wawa bullshitting and getting, you know, yelled at to leave.
Yeah, young gun, I was one of those putting Jack D in my Dr. Pepper. Had stickers all on my back, glass in my truck, it made the shit look better. Just a poor boy dreaming too big for the town that I was raised up in. That's why I represent the...
Just a poor boy dreaming too big. I don't think you can ever, even if you're like really, really poor or anything like that, I don't think you could dream too big. Because honestly, if you really fight and work hard for what you want, that dream could become reality. Like look at Upchurch. I mean, he was dream. I don't really know what he, you know, wanted to be or where he wanted to become. I know he started out in Vine and then he became a singer. I don't know if, you know, his dreams were to actually be a singer since he was young. But like, he had to dream of something, and you know, he's able to successfully do it now. He has a successful fan base. He has successful music. He's just a successful person. So, I mean, you don't ever want to say that you can never reach your dreams, because honestly, you could always do it. You're always going to have, you know, something else to look forward to, or there's always going to be that next step that you want to do. Whether it's, you know, you're dreaming to become a cop, you become a cop. You're always going to have something next to fight for. So you're always going to have something to work hard for next. So you always just got to keep them goals going, just so you have something next. You got the next step going.
The underdogs, I want them to know that they can win. Many miles I've rode, wheels turning on that one lane. Last year's boots, broken souls, chasing one thing. Caught up in the storm of life, it gets me excited. I guess you could say that I'm chasing white lightning. Chasing white lightning. I'm chasing white lightning. I'm chasing white lightning. I guess you could say that I'm chasing white lightning. Chasing white lightning. I'm chasing white lightning. I'm chasing white
I like the visuals in this one too. But yeah, no, I definitely like this one. Upchurch is definitely one of my favorites. But yeah, so if you like this video, like, subscribe, comment, whatever you want to do. I don't care. Later.